All right, so we've got Kathy over here on the chat. So if you've got any questions during our live stream, you can just type them into the chat and ask Kathy, and she can either answer you directly or she'll ask me and I can answer them to the camera. Okay, so don't be afraid to ask us questions. We love questions. All right, so you guys ready to get started? We all good, Mitch? We're all good. All right, so the equipment that you'll need to do today, so how we're going to do it is we're going to do some demonstrations and then we're going to show you an activity that you can do at home. So the things that you might need for your that you will need for your activity, we need some sand. I think we said to bring a tablespoon of sand. I've just got some sand. You just need some sand, okay? Caster sugar or something like that might work as well. We've also got some balloons. So I've got some balloons here, and we've got some scissors. All right, we need some scissors. Now I've got a hard plastic cup here, all right? So it needs to be a hard one, not a disposable one. It needs to be really hard because if it bends, it's not going to work very well, okay? So we need it nice and hard. You can use, if you don't have a hard plastic cup, you can use a glass, should work fine as well. Just be a little bit careful if it's a glass, all right? We've also got, over here, we've got this fancy thing called a hex nut. Now it's called a hex nut because it's the shape of a hexagon. Can you guys see that there? It's a little bit out of focus. It's got 6 sides and 6 corners. I'll come back a bit, maybe that will help. Six sides and 6 corners. It's called a hex nut. We've also got a coin here. Now the best type of coin is a 5-cent coin. So we've got a 5-cent coin here. You could probably use a 10-cent coin if that's all you have as well. All right. And also you'll need a saucepan and a wooden spoon to make some noise. We're gonna make some noise with this later on, which I'm sure Mum and Dad will be loving the noise. And we've got a bucket here. So our bucket is a clear bucket and we've got some water in it. You could go and get some water now maybe, otherwise we'll let you know when we need the water. But if you're ready now to go and get some water, you could pop some water in your bucket, and we're going to try that one too. All right, so hopefully you've got all your equipment ready. We've got some sand, we've got our balloons, our scissors, our cup, or a couple of cups if you want, our hex nut and our coin, our saucepan and our wooden spoon, and a bucket with some water in, okay? All right, let's get started. I'm just gonna pop all this stuff over here out of the way. And the first thing we're going to talk about today is, has anyone ever been, I'm sure you have, been in a car and when you go around the corner in the car, you get pushed to the outside of the car, you get pushed into the door. So you might get pushed this way when you go one way around and then get pushed the other way. Have you ever felt that before? Well, that is due to a special force called centrifugal force, which is a bit of a funny word. Have you guys heard of centrifugal force before? It's something that when something is spinning, it pushes everything to the outside. It pushes whatever's in that spinning thing to the outside. So when you guys are in a car and you're going around a corner, it feels like you're getting pushed to the outside of the car because the car's going in a kind of circle pattern when it goes around a corner. And we're going to talk a little bit about that and do some demonstrations with that today, and an activity later on. All right, so we have got, over here, I've got a table tennis ball and a jar, and we're going to get my hard plastic cup that we're going to use later as well. And normally, if I tried to pick up the table tennis ball with the jar, I wouldn't be able to do it because gravity doesn't let me. Gravity's trying to pull the table tennis ball down towards the ground. So it doesn't let the ball just float up into the jar, does it? And I can't really get it. Oh, I got it that time. That was a good one. But if we use our centrifugal force and get the ball spinning around the jar, we might be able to go against gravity and pick up our ball. So let's try it. So I'm going to get my ball here. We're going to put it in. And then if I start getting my jar spinning, I should be able to lift it up. Yeah, I can lift it up off the ground. keeps spinning and it doesn't fall out, right? Because the centrifugal force is holding it against the outside of the jar. Good one. So now what we're going to try and do is get our ball into this plastic cup by using the same technique. So I'm going to give it a spin and we're going to lift it up and pop it into our cup. Yeah, we did it. Good job. We did it. So that's another one that you guys might be able to try at home. Let's do it one more time just to make sure we can do it. Because practice makes perfect, right? So let's do it. Give it a spin. And into our cup. Yeah, we're too good. We're so good. Good job, everyone. So that's another thing you might be able to try if you wanted to. Now, talking about centrifugal force, have you ever been on a swing at a playground and wanted to go not just up and down, but all the way around the swing? That would be pretty awesome, wouldn't it? So you were upside down at the top. Well, we don't have a swing here because we're not at a playground, but we do have our bucket with some water in. So if you wanted to try this, you can go and get some water now and pop it in your bucket. Now this is probably a good one to do outside. So if you're inside, maybe save this one for later. Don't do it now, okay? But we've got our bucket with some water in. And what we're going to try and do is pretend it's a bit like a swing. I'm going to swing it all the way around, and then at some point it's going to be upside down at the top, right? But if we spin it fast enough, our centrifugal force will keep the water in the bucket, so gravity can't pull it out of the bucket and wet everything. So if we do it really quickly, hopefully we can keep our water in the bucket. Should we try it out? Let's do it. All right, here we go. You ready? I'll get this one out of the way. Here we go. Oh, are you guys scared? I'm a little bit scared. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Whoa! Did we do it? There was a bit of a splash, but not too bad. I think most of it's still in there. Should we try again? I think we should do it again. Let's do it. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Whoa! Yeah, that was a better one. We didn't lose any that time. But that's a pretty cool trick, isn't it? So the water's still in there. Sometimes people think the water is, we're tricking them and not using real water, but we are, and you can try it at home. But again, like I said, it's a good one for later when you're outside maybe, when it's not so cold as well. So that's a good little trick with using centrifugal force. So our centrifugal force was holding the water in the bucket even when it was upside down. All right. Now we're going to do our activity. So get all your bits ready. We need your hard plastic cup. Oh no, we're not going to do that one, sorry. I got confused. We're going to do our balloon one. So get your balloon out if you've got a balloon. Otherwise you can watch us do it and then you can do it later on. But we've got our balloon. We're going to get both our coin and our hex nut if you've got both. If you've just got the coin, then we do the coin one as well. So we've got our, the coin. We've got our hex nut and we've got our balloon here. And we're going to play a bit more with centrifugal force and try and make something for you guys to have at home. So what we're going to do, I'm going to get my coin and we're going to put it in the balloon. You can see I'm putting it in the top here. In it goes, and we make sure it goes all the way down to the bottom. You can see it's at the bottom here. And then I'm going to blow my balloon up. Give it a big blow. I wasn't very good at blowing. Let me try again. All right, now we don't want it too big about that, or maybe even a little bit smaller. We're going to do up our balloon, and then we're going to get our coin spinning around. Now hopefully if we spin our balloon around, we get our coin spinning around the outside of our balloon using our centrifugal force. So should we try it out? I'm going to spin it down here near this camera so you guys can see it, hopefully. Oh, that wasn't a very good spin. Let's try again. There we go. Can you guys see it spinning? Can you guys see it spinning? Let's spin it again. Make it go faster. Nyong. Perfect. Now I might even do it up near the microphone. You might be able to hear it making some noise. All right, so we're going to put it up here. Give it a spin. Can you guys hear that? Kind of a whistling noise. Hopefully you can hear it. But we're going to make it a little bit louder in a second. So that's a cool little toy that you can, pretty easy toy you can make using centrifugal force. We're going to use our hex nut now, and hopefully it'll be even louder. So we're going to get another balloon over here. We'll get a white one this time. And we're going to pop it in. Pop it in our balloon. Perfect. Just like before. Well, we've got the hex nut in the bottom here, and you can really see that it's got 6 sides there. Nice hexagon. All right, and we're going to blow up our balloon. Like that. And tie it up. And do the same thing we did before, but you'll notice now it'll sound a little bit different. All right, so I'll give it a spin. Oh, come on. Can you hear it spinning around? It makes a really cool noise. It makes a different noise to the coin because the coin is round, but this one has those 6 sides on it. And sometimes it'll be sticking to the side of the balloon, and sometimes it'll be slipping along. So that cool hexagonal shape, the hexagon, makes it make a really cool noise. So if you're at home and you're making these, you could try making a smaller balloon or a bigger one, and you could try different things inside and see what noises they make. It's pretty cool, right? So that's all using our centrifugal force. Perfect, good job everyone. All right, so has anyone got any questions so far about what we've done? Was everyone good? Everyone's good. Good job everyone. All right, perfect. Okay, so now we're going to look a little bit more about sound, okay? And sound, we're going to do some demonstrations and then an activity that you guys can follow along at home with. But first of all, what is sound? So to make a sound, we just need something to vibrate. Once something's vibrating, usually we get a sound out of it. And we can feel the vibrations. If you guys get your hand and you put it on your voice box here, and then you hum or you talk, hum, you should be able to feel the vibrations. Can you feel the vibrations? Hum. I can. And you can try some different noises. You could try doing a high noise. Ah! Good job, team. And some low noises. Oh! And you can feel the different types of vibration. I know that when I do it, oh, that low noise vibrates a lot. So a low noise might vibrate even more. So sound is just vibrations. And when we're speaking, our voice box vibrates, and it makes the air around it vibrate. So the air comes out of our mouth vibrating, and then it can go to someone's ears, and the ears catch the vibration, and that's how they hear the noise. So you can actually make the air vibrate by talking or by making any type of noise. We can make the table vibrate, and you guys can hear that with your ears. It's pretty cool, right? So I've got some other things that we can make vibrate over here. I've got a rubber band, and if I give it a pluck, you'll be able to see it vibrating. Can you see it vibrating? And if we do it up near the microphone, you should be able to really hear it. Can you hear that? Yeah? What else could we get vibrate? We've got some boom whackers over here. Have you guys heard of boom whackers? Seen boom whackers before? So I'm going to get some boom whackers out. And these are plastic tubes. And you'll notice that there's a red one and an orange one. and a yellow one, okay? And you'll notice as well, if I hold them up next to each other, the red one is longest, the orange one is in the middle, and the yellow one's the shortest, which is really cool because then we can make different noises depending on how long things are. Usually longer, bigger things make a lower noise, and shorter, higher things make a higher noise, like that. So we'll try it out. You guys might be able to hear the difference. Now, if you've got boom whackers at home, you probably don't play them the way I usually play them, but I like to use them on my head because it makes a really good noise. So let's try it out. Can you hear that? And then we try out the orange one. Does that sound higher? And then the yellow one. Is that higher again? So if we compare the low one to the high one, they make different noises. And that's only because of this one's longer and this one's shorter, because they're exactly the same. They're made out of the same material. They're the same diameter. The holes are the same size here, okay? So now we can try and play a song with this. So I'm going to borrow Mitch over here, and we're going to try and play Mary Had a Little Lamb for you with our boom whackers. Do you want the low one or the high one?
I'll have the high one.
You'll have the high one. All right. So I've got the low two, and Mitch has got the high one. See if we can play a song. You ready? Here we go. Mitch starts. Terrible. All right. Hey, good job, Mitch. Well done. So we can do you can play lots of songs just with 3 notes, can't you? There's a few different songs you can play. All right. So now, we've got one more thing that can vibrate over here. Is our Slinky. Who likes Slinkies? I do. I love Slinkies. Now, Slinkies are really cool because you probably will have seen them walking down the stairs before, which is really cool. But they can also show us how sound waves work. Sound waves. So you might have seen at the beach, with the waves at the beach, they move up and down. The water moves up and down. And it kind of looks like this when you're at the beach. So if you pretend my Slinky is water, you can see the waves in the water. Like that. But sound waves are a little bit different. Sound waves are something called compression waves. And rather than moving up and down, the air doesn't move so much up and down when we're making sound waves. It actually moves back and forward, back and forth like this. So a compression wave actually looks a bit more like this way. So when we're making a noise, like if I'm speaking to you now, what's happening from my mouth is in this little part there might be not much air, and then in this little part there might be lots and lots of air. It all gets squished together here, and then less air and more air and less air, just like our Slinky. And so we can use the fact that we know about sound waves, and we can make some stuff to have a look at the sound waves so we can actually see them. So over here, I've got a big bucket. And I've put a garbage bag over the top here, and we've got a rubber band going all the way around it, all right, to hold our garbage bag nice and tight. And we can try and make some noises and make some air vibrating and try and get our garbage bag vibrating, right? So if we want to see the sound waves though, what we can do is get our sand, and we can put some sand on, spread our sand on our garbage bag. We don't want too much, but we want some. We want a little bit, like that. And you can see here, I'll spread it out a little bit. So you can see there's no pattern or anything, right? It's just a lot of sand on a bucket. But if we make some noises and make the garbage bag and the sand vibrate, we might be able to make some cool patterns. So let's try it out. Let's do it. So I've got over here a whistle. Now this might be a little bit noisy, so we'll see how we go. But I've got a whistle here, and if I blow the sound waves from the whistle onto our sand, we might get a really cool pattern. So we'll try it out. I'll tip it up for you so you can see. And see if you guys have a really close look, see if you can see the sand moving here. All right, and hopefully we can get a cool pattern. Oh, before we do that, why don't we get our saucepan out? Because you guys have got your saucepan at home, and you might be able to help me make lots of noise. We'll get our saucepan, and we'll see if we can see the sand jumping. So we're going to make some sound waves with our saucepan, and that's going to make some vibrations in the saucepan, and then the air is going to vibrate, and hopefully that'll get our sand in our garbage bag vibrating as well. Let's try it out. All right, here we go. Can you guys see the sand jumping? How do we look? Can we see it jumping? Kind of a little bit, it's hard to see. You guys, when we're going to make one of these in a minute, you guys are going to all make your own one, and then you'll be able to do it at home, and you should be able to see it bounce really well. Okay? So now we are going to get our whistle out, and we're going to make a pattern. All right. So I'm going to hold the sand up. It's still not in a very good pattern, but if we use our whistle, when we get the garbage bag vibrating, some of the parts will vibrate a lot and some won't vibrate very much, and we'll get these really cool patterns in the sand. So let's try it out. All right, get ready. Can you guys see that? We made a really cool pattern. Can you see the pattern here? And if I blow it again, I'll try and get it back in the middle here. We might need a little bit more sands. Oh yeah, I'll get some more. And different noises, depending on how high or low the sound is, different noises will make different patterns. Some will have lots of holes in it, and some will have only a few holes. So let's try again with the whistle. We can make some holes. We could also try what other things could we make noise with. We could try with our voice. Should I try and yell at the sand? Yelling at the sand is a little bit silly, but if I yell at it, maybe we can get a cool pattern as well. So let's try. There we go. We made a pattern. Oh, Mitch loves that one. And smooth it out again. What about a low voice? Do you think a low voice would work well? Let's try. Not as good. It's hard to do a really loud low voice, but it doesn't work as well, does it? I think that high voice is the best one. Let's try again. Ah, cool. What a fun thing. So you guys are going to be able to do this soon. Right now, we're going to show you how to make your own one of these for home, and then you can try it out. All right, so let's get ready. We need our hard plastic cup or your glass that we were talking about before. So I'll put that there. We need a balloon. Now, if you've got a choice of colors, I'm using pretty light colored sand, so I want my balloon to be pretty dark, and then we can see the sand really well. And we need our scissors. All right, so what we're going to do is get our balloon, and we need to cut the blowing part off. So we need to cut it off. So we're going to cut it about here. Can you guys see where I am? About there. We're going to cut it. All right. And then what we're going to do is try and stretch our balloon over our cup. So give it a nice big stretch. Now it's easier to work with someone else when you're doing this, but I'm going to try and do it by myself. So we're going to stretch it out, and we're going to put it on the top of our cup. Stretch it over like that. Perfect, just like that. Oh, I've got a little dimple in mine, but that's all right. That's a bit of fun. Okay, so we've made like a drum that we had before, and I can play some noises, make some drum sounds. And I can also, if I bring it up, I can sing to it. Ah, ooh. Well, this one doesn't work very well. Maybe we need a tighter one. I'll see, I've got one here. It's a little bit tighter. That's better. So you guys might have the same trouble. If you've got a little dimple in your balloon, you might need to try a different one. But this one makes a bit more noise. And then if we sing to it, la, can you hear it echoing? Maybe, I can hear it. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Oh. And we could try singing to it. We could try some high noises. And some low noises. And we could all sing together. La 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 la. Ah, lovely. Now, if you put it up to your mouth as well, you might be able to feel the balloon vibrating on your lips. You can feel it vibrating, just like your voice box vibrates when you make the noise. Pretty cool, right? So, we can also get our, just like we were before, we can get our sand and we can put it on our cup here. And we'll get our saucepan out. Now you should be able to, because we're a little bit closer with our camera now with the smaller one, you should be able to see it bouncing around. But certainly, if you're doing this at home, you'll be able to see yours bouncing. So again, we're using the vibrations from the saucepan to make our balloon vibrate, but also our sand vibrate. Oh, Kathy's got a question for us over there. Yes, that's true. Yes. Yeah, if mum and dad are busy on a meeting, maybe it's not the good time to do the noisy stuff, is it? But yeah, you guys can do it later. You don't have to do it along with us. You can do it later on now that you know how to do it. So we've got our saucepan and our spoon, which is very noisy. And we can give it a hit. Can you see the sand jumping around? So that's all because the vibrations are making the sand jump around, because sound is just vibrations, right? And we can do some of the other things like we were doing before. We can make some noise to it. We can get our whistle out. Where's our whistle gone? Somewhere. Mitch can see it. I can't see it. Ah, here it is. Here it is. All right, and we can have a whistle. The whistle doesn't work as well as it did before. But what about a sing? We could have a sing. Should we do a high sing or a low sing? We try the whistle again. I'll just spread it back out. Yeah, this is a very, very noisy activities today, aren't they, guys? But making noise can be a bit of fun sometimes. All right, here we go. So you can see it's kind of working. You can see a bit of a pattern there. We try a low noise. And a high noise. I'm not very good at singing high noises. But they do a little bit. So you might be able to try some different noises at home and see how you go with them. So you could try some really low noises, some high noises, all sorts of different noises. You could try some different noisy things you can bang together. Now, again, this is probably a good thing for outside, or if your parents aren't busy working, because it's a little bit noisy, isn't it? All right. Well, I think, was there anything else we wanted to do today? I think we went really quickly, and you guys were so good that I think we're nearly finished already. Has anyone got any questions about our little activities today? Everybody good? Perfect. Thanks, everyone. Good job. Now, so if you want to see some more experiments like this, we're going to be trying to do these fairly regularly. Oh, we've got a question?
Roman would like to know if they use salt and not sand.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So if you don't have some sand, yeah, salt should work pretty well. Also, caster sugar or maybe even rice bubbles. You could try out some rice bubbles. So you can try lots of different things and you can see which ones work the best. Yeah. Perfect. Caster sugar works really well. Yeah, we've used caster sugar before and it works really well. So anything kind of fine should work, or some rice bubbles if you want to try something different, or something, yeah, something a bit different. You could even try some dirt or some little rocks and see how that goes. You can try lots of different things. See which ones bounce the most and which ones make the cool patterns. Yeah, cool. Anything else? Sugar. Perfect, yeah, sugar. We should have said sugar at the start, because sugar, lots of people have sugar at home. Less people have some sand at home, don't they? Oh well. So yeah, we're going to be trying to do some more regular ones of these, so make sure you tune in. We'll be letting you know when they're on. Also, if you want to see some other cool science stuff, we've just started a YouTube channel, so if you wanted to jump over onto YouTube and look for the Twisted Science channel, there'll be some science stuff over there, some experiments and things. We're just about to start filming those ones. We have filmed some already that are around our science centre, but we're going to do some experiments very soon. What else? And if you wanted to follow us on Instagram and Facebook, that would be awesome too. I think that's all for today. Is any last questions? No, we're all good. Well, thanks very much, everybody that tuned in. Thank you very much. Yeah, thanks for coming. We'll see you next time. Bye.